The headlines. Senate confirms 4 nominees as CBN directors as Southeast candidate turns down appointment. Bandit attack mosque, kidnap worshippers in Zamfara state. 11 million telecom subscribers risk disconnection due to SIM-NIN linkage failure. And away from Nigeria, Senegal government approves political amnesty legislation as tensions simmer ahead of presidential election. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Sumaya Abubakar. Thanks for joining us, and now the details. Now, the Senate on Thursday confirmed about 4 out of 5 nominees as members on the board of directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria. At a sitting on Thursday, the upper chamber said the approval was in line with the Section 6, subsection 1, Section 2, subsection D, and 10 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007. The confirmation follows the submission and consideration of a report by the chairman of the Committee of Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, Adeto Kumbo Abiru, representing Lagos East. Initially, the candidates billed to appear before the upper chamber were Robert Agbede, Ado Yakubu Wanka, Murtala Sabo Sagagi Urum, Kalu Eke, and Muslimat Olanike Aliyu. However, the chairman of the committee, in his report, explained that the Southeast nominee, Urum Kalu Eke, did not attend the session. A member of the committee, Oji Kalu Uzo, representing Abia North, explained that Urum Kalu Eke, who is a consultant with the World Bank and other international financial institutions, might not have ample time to function optimally in the new appointment, hence his absence at the screening.
Mr. Orumkal Eke is my constituent, and he made a call to me, and he told me that there's a conflict between the new job he's doing and what he's going to be. He told me that it will be a conflict between the job he's doing now and the central bank, sitting in the central bank, because he's a consultant to the World Bank, to some businesses, private and government. So he informed the governor of Central Bank that he might be declined not to do the job. So this is the reason it did not come. So I support the 4 candidates nominated by Mr. President because they are very credible people. They are people of high reputation, Nigerians, and the Central Bank needs them at this moment of our economy. So I support that the Senate should go ahead and confirm them without any wasting of time.
Will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Robert Agbede for appointment as a member of the Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Will the Senate approve the nomination of Mr. Ado Yakubu Wanka for appointment as a member of the Board of Directors of the Central Bank of Nigeria? Those in favor, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
On security matters, armed bandits have attacked a mosque in Zafe town, which plays host to the headquarters of Zafe local government area of Zamfara state. A resident of the town, Abubakar Zafe, said the bandits parked their motorcycles at the outskirts of the town, disguised and dressed in the native attires before entering the town. He said unspecified numbers of worshippers were abducted by the bandits. The residents also confirmed that members of the Zamfara State Community Protection Guards, also known as Askarawa, have been drafted to the bush to rescue the kidnapped victims. The State Police Command was yet to confirm the incident at the time of filing this report. Hundreds of Goningora residents under Kakao ward of Chikun local government area on Thursday blocked the busy Kaduna-Abuja highway following the killing of two local vigilantes and abduction of several residents by suspected bandits in the area. The angry protesters, including women, adults, and even youths, stopped travelers applying the highway and forcing motorists to be stranded for hours. Security personnel from the army and police, however, arrived at the scene of the protest to clear the road for motorists to continue their journeys. The overseeing Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs in Kaduna State, Samuel Arwan, was also at the scene with other security chiefs in the state, where he cautioned the residents against taking laws into their hands. The Federal Capital Territory, the FCT Commissioner of Police, Igwe Benedict, has warned criminal elements to vacate the territory or risk arrest and prosecution, as the command has heightened strategic efforts in combating crimes. The commissioner issued the warning while parading 5 suspects involved in various criminal activities, including car robbery and fraud. Commissioner Benedict assured the public of the relentless efforts of the police to apprehend criminals, urging victims of car theft to visit the command with a relevant document for vehicle recovery. One of the paraded suspects, Paul Taju, expressed no remorse for his actions, attributing them to the country's economic challenges.
I am glad to show you that there are 3 people so far we have picked up who are involved in this business of robbery. Either they remove from where parked or they rob it outrightly. We have 3 of them here. We have Junior, David, Godwin is here. We have Paul Taju, and we have Alishi too. You can, if you go there, you will see their instruments, especially the one we describe as the master keys. About 9 or 10 of them were recovered from them. We have recovered 5 hillocks so far taken away by these hoodlums. They are all there, and several other vehicles. The vehicles totaling are now 9. If you go here now, you see we recovered bundles of dollars, supposedly to be in $10,000 wrap, but $100 denomination. All of them fake. All of them fake. They are all here.
I graduate from school. I cannot really in details for now, because I cannot give in details, but I met someone that knows how to do it, and he taught me how to do it. That's it. Wow, in Nigeria, it's difficult for one now. I cannot make out any regret for now.
Governor Babagana Umara Zulum of Borno State has urged the federal government not to merge the Army University in Biu with the Nigerian Defense Academy. Speaking during the distribution of 100,000 bags of food palliatives in Maiduguri and Jere local government, he emphasized that such a decision would align with the ideologies of Boko Haram, which opposes Western education. Governor Zulum highlighted that the establishment of the Army University in Biu provided educational opportunities for Borno and neighboring states, especially considering the prolonged conflict in the northeast region that deprived children and youths of education. Therefore, he stressed the importance of preserving the institution rather than scrapping it. Governor Zulum also advocated the enhancement of the National Center for Agriculture Mechanical in Ilorin, emphasizing its crucial role in fabricating agricultural tools necessary for food security.
If they don't want to create another university called Army University, we shall still appeal to the federal government to allow the Federal Ministry of Education to take over the Army University to become a conventional university. This is also something that we shall plead to the federal government. If it is possible, they should allow it as Army University because of the importance of education in this part of the country. While Boko Haram is saying that education is forbidden, And I think by allowing this university to be, to be scrapped, I think they might have achieved one or two of their own objectives.
The Federal Executive Council, the FEC, on Monday approved the implementation of the recommendations of the Steve Orosanye report and panel on the restructuring and rationalization of federal agencies, parastatals, and commissions. The government said the implementation of the policy involves the merging, subsuming, and scrapping of agencies with similar functions. According to the report, the measure became necessary to enhance efficiency in the federal service and reduce the cost of governance. Reacting to the directive, Patrick Utomi, a Nigerian professor of political economy and management expert, says the report has been begging for implementation for the good of the country.
Very honestly, passionately commit to reducing the cost of government. All these SUVs running around, they should be going around in Toyota Corollas. Go to Cairo, go to Egypt, where they are doing serious things. How many of them are running around in SUVs? But our political class, seems to live, do as I preach and not as I do. It can't work. It's not sustainable.
The residents of Makurdi in Benue State have been reacting to the President's directive for the full implementation of the Steve Orosanye report on the restructuring of government agencies and parastatals. Now, why they applaud Mr. President for the bold step, they also said the number of appointees in the federal cabinet is worrisome and does not reflect current economic realities in Nigeria. Jimmy Azande reports.
The 800-page document for restructuring the federal civil service, popularly known as the Orosanye report, was a brainchild of the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan. According to Makurdi residents, implementation of the report is long overdue and commended the political will of President Bola Tinubu.
Yes, the move by the federal government to more or less reform the federal civil services in the right direction. And for most of us, we will say that it is something that is long overdue. And of course, it's better late than never. We believe that if we're implemented, of course, that will not just save cost, but will strengthen processes within the civil service and indeed reduce corruption to a large extent.
For Mr. President to see to it that the Orosanye report is implemented at this time, that things are very tough, I think it's a good development. The only reservation I have is that he too has appointed a very large cabinet. So is he going to start with his own cabinet?
And I think the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, taking the bold step to implement the Orosanye report, in my own opinion, is quite commendable, because the report goes down to cutting cost of governance and also increasing and making government to save more money for other projects and government expenditures.
They called on the state governors to emulate the president in this regard and save their state's resources through reduction in cost of governance.
There's a lot of lack of transparency at the state level across board. For instance, we don't know what is coming to most states and how monies that are coming to the states are being disbursed. We hope that the state government will take a cue from what the federal government is doing and be more transparent to the people, be accountable to the people, and also try as much as possible to minimize costs. We have a lot of governors flying here and there for occasions that are not very relevant at this difficult time.
The issue of cutting down costs of government have been on the front burner over time. So all arms of government should adopt this strategy so that we will make maximum use of the lean resources that we have.
Most of these agencies, the state government can actually fuse them under one agency, fuse them under one parastatal, cut costs and save more money and reduce the cost of governance across the state.
It is left to be seen if the president will make good his directive for the implementation of the Orosanye report, which was presented many years ago. Jimmy Azandi, Trust TV News, Makurdi.
You're watching Trust News Update. Coming up, we take a look at the impact of scavenging on livelihoods and employment in Kano State. This and more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. If you are just joining us, this is Trust News Update. Here is a recap of our top stories. Robochi Senate confirms 4 nominees as CBN directors as Southeast candidate turns down appointment. And bandits attack mosque, kidnap worshippers in Zamfara. Moving on, the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, has distributed food palliatives to over 100,000 vulnerable households of Maiduguri Metropolis and Jere local government. The distribution is to cushion the economic hardship on the people of Borno. Trust TV's Beatrice Kurutsi has more.
This long line of tricycle riders at the Maiduguri Sports Center is to help transport food palliatives to families in Maiduguri Metropolis and Jere local government. These food items, which include maize, millet and rice, are the largest distribution exercise flagged off by the Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum to cushion the effect of the current economic hardship. Although he plans to hit 200,000 households before the Ramadan fast, the governor is, however, advising residents to engage in agricultural activities, saying the food palliative scheme may not be sustainable, while assuring that government will provide the needed support for agricultural production. The governor also commended the federal government and partners for the support it extended to the state.
As long as I'm the governor of Borno State, I will continue to provide the palliatives because it is necessary. But I want to advise the general public that the distribution of palliatives to the people is not sustainable. The quantum of money needed to provide this assistance is huge, and Borno State government cannot shoulder the responsibility of doing so. I'm also commending the federal government, but you have seen what we have started few months ago. We are investing in commercial agriculture. We are investing in irrigated agriculture. I'm calling upon all people of Metropolitan Council who don't have access to marketing and other means of their livelihood to engage in agricultural activities. Government will provide pre-buses. Government will provide agricultural inputs for them and support them with some cash so that they shall go and cultivate their lands beginning from this rainy season.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked the governor for the gesture, which they said will assist them in no small measure.
Maryam Mohammed. Alhamdulillah, gaskiya muna fama da wahala. Gaskiya ba abin da zamu ce sai dai mu ce mun gode wa Allah.
We thank Allah for his support because honestly, we are suffering due to what is happening in the country. But with this food, me and my family will be sustained for some time. May Allah bless the governor and his family.
Life now is very difficult because of the cost of food items, with a measure of rice selling for 1,600 naira. But with this 25 kg bag of rice, I am sure it will last for 2 months. We are very grateful. Beatrice Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
Scavenging, once considered an informal trade primarily for the less privileged individuals, particularly in northern Nigeria, has undergone a significant transformation. Today, it has emerged as a lucrative business opportunity for youth across the region. In this special report, Trust TV's correspondent Idris Jibrin delves into the impact of scavenging on livelihoods and employment in Kano State. Take a look.
Despite outward appearances, these young men are not mentally affected individuals. They are resilient scavengers navigating the harsh economic realities of Nigeria by engaging in these vital means of survival.
I have been scavenging right from childhood, and it is the only trade I knew. Believe me, over the years, scavenging has paid off, and we are surviving with it.
Scavenging demands minimal capital to begin, involving collectors who scour refuse for valuable items, buyers who purchase these refuse, and segments within the community that function both as collectors and recyclers. Over time, Some individuals transition into recyclers, playing a vital role in the supply chain by providing raw materials to rubber and metal companies. Jamila Ahmad, a rubber recycler based in Kano, runs his operation from the Dakata small-scale industrial cluster. According to him, amidst the prevailing economic conditions, the recycling industry in Nigeria is fulfilling over 50% of the industrial demand for raw materials.
You see, by the nature of our business, it's small, but we are making significant contribution for the survival of rubber industries in Nigeria, because as at today, we do supply over 50% of rubber industrial raw materials, despite the disturbing challenges.
The sustainability of this industry faces significant challenges, such as inadequate capital, unreliable electricity supply, and scarcity of raw materials.
Unfortunately, we have lots of problems that need to be addressed. The issue of electricity, capital, and raw materials are major issues threatening the sustainability of our business.
Despite these obstacles, the sector has become a crucial source of employment for hundreds of youth, contributing to the upliftment of thousands from poverty. Both scavenging and small-scale rubber recycling are experiencing rapid growth. Financial institutions are stepping up to provide loans to recyclers, instilling hope of a brighter future within the industry. Idris Jubrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
In business, the Nigerian Telecommunication Commission has issued a directive to telecom service providers to bar subscribers who have failed to link their phone numbers to their national identification numbers, the NIN, on or before February 28, 2024. The executive vice chairman of the commission, Aminu Maida, who gave the directive through the Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka, at the 45th Kaduna International Trade Fair on Wednesday, insisted that as a matter of critical national security, telecom consumers must link their NIN to their SIM cards. He insisted that the February 28th deadline given to telecom operators to bar subscribers who failed to link their NIN to SIM cards stands. The NCC bars also disclosed that as of 2023, the telecoms industry's contribution to the nation's GDP stood at 13.5%. Earlier, we spoke to the Director of Public Affairs, Ruben Moka, and he has this to say.
The reason why it has to happen is it is in the interest of national security, our security, interest of even the consumers, that we need to get the identities of people who are using the phones, that their name has to be linked to their SIM, also for the same reason. So it is, and for a long time we have been on it, asking that this be done. It's almost 2 years, and for each time people are not listening to go and link their name to their SIM. It doesn't mean when you are disconnected, it doesn't mean when you are bad, you can still go ahead to go to your service provider and get them your name, and after they validate your name, they verify that your name is correct, and then they will know your customer details. They will check up your biometrics and identities, all the requirements, and they will give you your line back.
Away from Nigeria, the Cabinet of Senegal has approved an amnesty law during its session on Wednesday evening. This decision follows the proposal made last Monday during the inauguration of a national dialogue spearheaded by President Macky Sall. The dialogue aimed to address the ongoing crisis in the country, triggered by the postponement of the presidential election announced by the head of state. President Macky Sall, affirming his commitment to resolving the crisis, announced the adoption of the General Amnesty Law for incidents related to political protests dating back to 2021. The decision comes after a period marked by protests resulting in numerous arrests, casualties, and extensive property damage. However, before the law can take effect, it must undergo approval by the National Assembly. No specific date for this legislative process has been announced yet. And despite its intent to foster reconciliation, the amnesty law has met with mixed reactions, facing opposition from both the opposition and the ruling coalition. In addition to the amnesty law, President Macky Sall disclosed that he will review the report from the National Dialogue during a scheduled audience on Monday, March 4th. Finally, in sport, Saudi Arabia's football governing body on Thursday suspended Cristiano Ronaldo for one game over a gesture that he made on the pitch last weekend that was judged a provocation. The Saudi Arabian Football Federation said the Al Nassr captain and former Sporting Lisbon star was also fined a total of 30,000 reals, about $8,000, for the gesture and for the move, which broke rules against provoking the public during a match. The decision cannot be appealed. Video emerged after his side a 3-2 win against Al-Shabaab, showing Ronaldo making a repeated thrusting gesture towards his groin in response to crowds taunting him by chanting the name of his longtime rival, Lionel Messi. The content quickly went viral and surged to the top of Saudi social media trending topics. And also the sports newspaper Al Riyadi reported Ronaldo as saying that he respected all football clubs, adding that the gesture expressed strength and victory, not offense, and was considered acceptable in Europe. And with that, we wrap up news update on Trust TV. Do not forget to follow us across